There was an issue with the vent and the smoke filling the kitchen. Is that
The
correct?
extractor. The smoke wasn't extracting out of the galley.
Yeah, the ventilation system was blocked up. Chuffing in the galley.
How were you able to navigate kind of that?
A lot better than Captain Lee was.
I've been informed by the engineer the extractor fan's not working and he has no clue what's going on with it.
I'll get you a couple of fans and we'll try and work with it that way.
All right.
All right?
All right, thank you.
Oh, man.
I just dealt with it. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Like, we're just going to order pizzas, guys. You know, like, you're not going to throw your tongs in a hezzy fit. You just got to deal with it.
The fire alarm just went off.
What is he cooking?
We don't eat whatever it is. Oh my gosh, we can go to an island to eat.
Everything okay down there, Kev?
Everything's good, he's just grilling fish. My eyes are burning.
This is the most wild experience of my life.
I had like a really bad time.
Why was it clogging?
My eyes were like burning. And like poor little Master Pearson was like sending us note. It was like, are you okay? Like circle yes or no.
Very spooky all around.
I wanted to circle no, but I circled yes.
I feel bad for Interior though when that happened because it was hot as
Because they
balls.
kept the galley door that led into the guest area closed.
Yeah.
So all of that heat just built
all
up
that
and
smoke
they were
was
dying.
just-
They were dying. So you feel for them and you want to help out, but
shame.
that's not our problem.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I
there's
mean?
not much we can do about it. Yeah.
Kate was really good in this situation. She set up a fan on one of the benches and we just blew it straight out the door.
I'm your biggest fan. What are you selfing?
But no, Kate like sorted me out then, and I mean, yeah, she's always been kind of a trooper in those situations and like seeing like kind of the funny side of things, and just to kind of bring me out of the oh my God situation.
I think
she's really
we were
she's-
discussing this the other day.
Yeah.
Kate's really good at picking up the mood.
Yeah.
Often when the mood's down, you know, she sees the light in certain situations. She's,
Well, not that
she's
she
good at
doesn't give a
improv.
but she just like
No,
she's just like don't take it so seriously.
She's
Like,
good at
it's gonna be
improvising,
alright,
number one, and
you know?
she's funny and smart as well. So it kind of, you know, sometimes in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
shitty
You
situation,
fucking need it.
she brings in that little bit of brightness, and it's really appreciated
Yeah.
in those moments.
What do you think of Tanner? When you
I knew you were gonna say that.
We can start with you, Courtney. What do you think of Tanner?
I mean, I've said this. I didn't think much of anyone on board.
No snap judgments at all?
No, I mean, I'm not ignorant enough to make assumptions about people based on the way that they look. So.
Man, I thought Tanner was fine as hell. I was like, woohoo! That is totally my time. No.
Do you like him a little bit?
A little bit.
Simone does really like you.
Oh, it's dangerous. Honestly, once you hear like someone has a crush on you and stuff, you look at her differently. Yeah. So you start to talk to her a little more flirtatious, and you pick up a vibe and everything. And she's a cool chick. Yeah. She's a cool girl. She's herself. She knows who she is, and she's fun.
Yeah, she doesn't fake anything.
She doesn't fake anything. She's herself. And that's like what I'm attracted to, you know? You be yourself.
Do you remember how you picked her up? Do you remember how you initiated that?
I want to go with you so bad.
Do you?
Want to sit down?
Yeah, we can sit down.
Does that work for you?
It has. It worked right there, so yeah. I mean, it's definitely a passing grade. I would say that.
Does a line like that normally work with you?
No, it doesn't. But it wasn't about what he was saying to me. It was about what I wanted from him. I mean, I'm attracted to this guy. My loins are like, get in there, girl. So I was just like, I'm just having fun, make out with this guy. This is great, you know, but we are not gonna do the damn thing, you know, so yeah.
But you did.
No, we didn't. I did not have sex with Tanner, okay? Explicitly to everyone in this world, that did not happen.
Louder for the people in the back.
Yo, cozy in my bed.
You have a conversation with Tanner outside about his night with Simone.
Tell Rhylee what you just told me.
Oh no.
Went down on Simone last night.
Why would you tell me that? Wait, Simone said you only cuddled. That's a lot more than cuddling.
That's my idea of cuddling.
Yeah, don't f***ing tell me that you went down on somebody. You don't know me.
Well, it's like you need something to talk about. And it's like guy talk. Well, it was like, how was your night? You know what I mean? And it was like, oh, we had fun. And then like told Brian. And then like we had a deck crew meeting. Like that's all I wanted to tell. And then I
Rhylee got
remember
wind
it
of.
specifically. Ash goes, tell Rhylee what happened. And I'm like,
Worst
and I
mistake.
wasn't as like in details and stuff. I was like, oh, I went down with Simone last night. Like I was just like, all right, I know what's gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have told Rhylee if it was Ash?
No. I told Ash and Brian because they're my boys. We're working outside together, like, you know what I mean?
100%. Ash and myself would never say anything.
I'm not an asshole. I don't want to kiss and tell. I don't like to kiss and tell. It's like, I had fun last night. Went down on her. You're like, yeah. I haven't gotten laid. We've been on this boat for so long. I need to do something. All right. Going crazy. So you're excited, you know? It's like, oh yeah, I did it.
What's happening? You wake up, find her gone from the boat. Considering everything that happened.
Calm down. Calm down.
Pete, where are you going? Don't follow me. Don't follow me.
She comes back in pretty casually.
Hello. Can you radio real quick?
Mm-hmm.
All crew, here I am, back at the boat.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Oh, here we go.
This woman looks like she does not want to be asked any questions. She's just not impressed with the world at the moment.
Hello.
Still in last night's outfit? Come on.
So I'm not even going to engage.
Do you guys think you would come back to the boat just as casually if something like that happened to you?
Yeah, because for me to get to the point where I leave the boat, I'm like, screw everyone else. Someone must have really pissed me the F off, you know? So I don't owe anyone any explanations. I'm back here like you wanted me.
That's totally fair. I understand where Kate was coming from, so I was just like, hey.
Did you think she was ever going to come back?
I wasn't sure if she was going to come back or not, but I was doing worst case and best case scenario kind of work.
I just like go with the flow. So I was like, Kate's not here right now and everything's fine at the moment. And when it's not, it's not.
I kind of went into Courtney and Simone's job. Like, there's already been issues with interior. Laundry's been f***ed up. Kevin's upset with service and everything. Like, now it's just the two. I don't want to say unexperienced, but like
You need a chief
like,
steward.
yeah, you need that leader role where
need
you
a delegator, yeah.
where you
100%.
follow in line.
Did you guys think that she was going to be gone for good?
No,
or that she'd come
I knew that was just like a tanty. The only reason she probably stuck around is for Captain Lee, to kind of see him through the season and just be like, look, I'll step by your side. And he would have, that's just out of respect, really. It wasn't out of, for any of us.
What brought you back?
Because I've worked for Captain Lee for a long time, and I'm not gonna let Ashton's poor behavior ruin my reputation.
Do you think if we were meant to do a charter without her, we would have been okay?
I think it would have been fine. We just would have been like 95% more tired because we're down a person.
Would either one of you guys ever want to be chief stew in a boat like this?
How long was that pause? I don't know. I don't really think that much about anything.
I don't know, it's different. Like, I feel like if I ever got the opportunity or was forced to be a chief stew and stuff, you know, and I applied myself, I'd be okay. But it's not something that I'm working towards.
No one's
It's not
really
my vibe.
aspiring to be like head of peasantry. You know, you're not like, yay.
So you and Brian start to get to know each other a little better.
I don't know that we really got to know each other that well at all, like ever.
You guys spend so much time together. What are you talking
But
about?
we didn't. Like, we were spending time together in groups. We were spending time together while working, like in passing, but we didn't spend like a Sunday afternoon together. Like, I don't really know.
What about that date?
Yeah.
Some champagne.
I'm going to have champagne here. We're in Thailand.
What do they call it?
I mean, it doesn't exist. I'm super grumpy.
I know, I'm trying to cheer you up. I don't know how to do it, I'm sorry.
I set the whole date up for us, and I wanted to get to know her better. She wasn't really keen on it, so it was a little bit disappointing.
What was she not keen on exactly?
I don't know, she moans a lot. She's always got something to moan about. It's really hard to please her.
I took that a completely different way.
No comment.
I mean, I felt bad. It's not like it was Brian's fault that I was so exhausted. And that's why I tried to make it quite clear that I was like in a grumpy mood because I didn't want him to feel uncomfortable by my grumpiness. Like, it'd been a pretty long charter. I haven't washed my hair in 3 days. I have a lot of leg space to moisturize before I can wear a dress. My other dress fell in the toilet. My hair's wet and now I'm en route to a date in a golf cart and I'm, it's just like.
I'll give her that. She was really tired and she dropped her dress in the toilet before we went on the date. So something like that can definitely set her off because she gets very upset very quickly sometimes.
No way.
Courtney? No. Courtney was the first person that I've ever dated that has that certain personality. Like, I love to love. Like, I'm a very emotional person. But when you're on a boat with a certain amount of people, like, you don't have many options. So you kind of try to make something happen with somebody that you wouldn't normally try to make something happen with, if that makes sense. And I think if me and Courtney met in different circumstances, I don't know if we would have got together. We are two different people.
Up until this point, how did you feel about Ashton's leadership?
I was so excited for Ashton to be bosun. I thought that he showed leadership as a crew member when he didn't have to. He was probably the head Chip and Dale dancer.
The what?
When he was a stripper,
Oh.
like I could tell he had been in a
Head Chip and
leadership
Dale.
role in his past. So he must have been like at the front of the pyramid. The first one to rip the pants off. Breakaway. But Simone is good for morale. That's a plus. There's also a thing called being bad for morale, and that's what Ashton was being. And fishing trip, you were so easygoing, like, it's fine. Ashton was like, well, now that you mention it, Rhylee was an issue.
I've got professionals on board, like I'd like them to do a bit more research into their trips.
He was adding negativity where none was needed. The guests were happy and the captain's happy. If the guests are happy and the captain's happy, you don't bring up negative things.
You could see that he was gunning for Rhylee, is what it sounds like, right?
Completely.
Yeah.
And
uncalled for.
We all know Rhylee is a hard worker, but working hard is only one aspect. You need to be able to fit within your crew and get along with your crew. I would never speak to you the way that she spoke to me last night. I'd like to go into the next two charters a man down.
So you're saying at this point, Ashton's behavior became a red flag for you?
You manage people. You find their strengths, you find their weaknesses, and you exploit both. And that's not what he was doing.
I think Ashton, and I said this, I think he does possess great leadership qualities, but he lets his personal issues with me come into play and affect his judgment on things. And as a bosun, if we're going to take rank into effect and we're going to take the quality of workmanship and the job at hand into effect, you need to be treating your team fairly. And you need to realize that, we're all a team. And his whole approach to me is that I'm still not a part of the team.
My main goal when I knew she was coming was to try and downplay everything and give Rhylee a fresh start with this crew. I went above and beyond to try and include her in everything that we did on deck and to not treat her any differently. And it's just sad that the end result was the same as the end result to last season.
I don't think that he was the same Ashton that I worked with on my Sienna. I think that his ego was inflated so much by the promotion that he rested on his laurels.
He was strictly focusing on her weaknesses, and he wasn't utilizing her strengths. And had he utilized her strengths, it would have made him look so much better.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't. And so I wanted to get everybody else's take on it. And then when I got it, to me it was an easy decision.
You guys want to need refills?
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring in some refills real quick.
But you don't, sometimes you don't get the ability to realize how bad a person behaves until you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if I want to see it or not.
I didn't want to live it.
I'm sure you didn't.
I did not tell you what was happening because it
Well, I know why you don't tell me what's happening. I understand that. I
But it's
totally
never been like
get
this
that.
season. This season was different. It happened over
I know.
It got strangely worse.
Why do you think it got progressively worse over the course
I think
of the
that
season?
Ashton was a bad leader. I think that he was the male in charge on the boat under Captain Lee. I think that Ashton kissed your ass a lot, honestly. But then when you weren't around, he was not acting a way that you would have approved of.
Which is unfortunate
And
because I don't get to view that.
he influenced the chef and the deckhand in that way. And it was unfortunate.
I don't think anyone could be the leader and lead anyone towards acting that way if they weren't going to naturally. But I think that Ashton probably is that type of person more so than anyone else.
There's a whole lot of misogyny in yachting, in life, in the real world. Like,
I think it's a common thing, especially when you're working on a yacht, to have men treat women poorly, and they're sort of stuck in that situation. Like they either have, they depend on it for their paycheck or whatever reason. They don't really have the option to remove themselves from their presence. So it's a difficult situation when someone's treating you that way.
Well, I don't want to speak for the rest of the boys, but Courtney, she's been very quick to tweet about Kevin in a negative light, very quick to tweet about me in a negative light, and handle things pretty negatively, I think, in our point of view. You know, she reached out to me in a long message just before we actually came to this interview. And her message basically said that her tweets were not aimed directly at us, but just kind of in support of what people were saying about the topic. So where people were calling me misogynistic and saying that I was being inappropriate in my behavior towards other crew, where I was, sexually harassing my crew, and the things that I had said. You know, myself and Kevin in the cabin where I said, you know, I'm tired of working so hard to get my dick sucked, which, you know, obviously didn't look good on me. And I can completely see how Courtney would have watched what she did and get offended from it. And I can understand a lot of the viewers' opinions about that. I really do. But, you know, the locker room talk between guys should never ever get out to girls, because as much as I feel bad for what was heard of what I said, I must be honest, and I think every guy out there should be honest with themselves that they've all probably been in similar situations where it's just been guy talk and they've had a few drinks, and we just very blunt and open and honest about our feelings. And I'm sure many women are like that behind closed doors too. You know, I was just real and raw in that scenario. You know, I think people out there need to be more real about themselves. And just because I said something, you know, it doesn't make me less of a person because you think it and you just don't say it. You know, I'm one of those people that I'd rather be very straight up and honest with you and tell you the truth, no matter how much it hurts you or how much of a prick you think I might be. But in the same breath, I'm real, and I'm representative of what people really are. And I'm not ashamed of that. We're all human beings. We all get sexually frustrated. We all have this, the side of us, you know what I mean? And if you're ashamed of that and you took such, you know, big offense to what I said, you know, maybe you're a little bit insecure within yourself, and you're just denying, or you're just ashamed of the fact that you have these feelings within yourself. Yeah. But in the same breath, you know, like I said, I see where she would have watched this and got offended. I just really don't appreciate her supporting a lot of the ugly things that were said about me when I think she knows me better than that.
This exchange between yourself and Kate ended up leading to her quitting the boat and walking off.
No, I don't think it was that at all. I think we got back to the boat.
You do think that you are better than the rest of the crew. Do you feel that way?
She gets away with more than what other people would give away with.
Everybody feels that way about you, Kate.
Okay, great. Go find another chief stew. I quit.
Cool.
Kate, let me ask you a question. Do you want to talk to Captain Lee?
No. Kate, where are you going? Don't follow me. Don't follow me.
I would have to be very egotistical to think that the one blowout with Kate and I was the cause of her leaving the boat. I really think that she started isolating herself from the crew. She was getting a lot of negative feedback, and I think that, you know, I was the cherry on top, and that whole situation was the cherry on top, and she was just like, well, I'm out, kind of thing. Katie's used to running these seasons where she's the main queen bee. She's got everything under control. You know, she's got everybody under her thumb. And I think the season was a little bit different for her, and I think she kind of felt the pressure.
She likes to be in control and create the drama and stuff, but when she's involved in it, in my opinion, she doesn't like being shown that she's in the wrong. That's the whole thing. She'll create drama to make you look stupid.
She gets away with more than what other people would give away with.
Thank you, Tanner, for being honest.
Like this season, I think it was counterproductive because we all like didn't really take her.
And I can completely understand from her point of view. It's like she's put in the time and she's done the effort. Don't get me wrong, she's a golden girl, but she's not no young gun anymore. So for her to kind of just be like, I'm f***ing done. Like if I was in her shoes, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. Like, who the f*** are you? Who the f*** are you? I'm off.
You know, I think Kate is over it. I really do. I think she's put up with this for a lot of years, and I think that she also sees that Captain Lee's favoring Ashton a little bit, and that might be something that scares her. But also, you know, what's her big statement to make here? You could lose her. Everybody's replaceable. I'm replaceable. Kate is replaceable. You'll find another chief stew, but the fact of the matter is she knows what she's doing. She knows Captain Lee. She knows that boat inside and out, and she knows how to run a crew, you know? And I think that she's playing her ace right now. And I don't condemn her for it. I don't commend her, but I don't condemn her either.
So what's going on in your head at that point?
I'm kind of, you know, it's like a mix of feelings, you know, like I don't want her gone, but at the same time, you know, Ashton's responsible for her leaving, and that's, you know, a little giddy to know how the f that's gonna go down. It's funny because people think that I'm disrespectful and I'm violent and I'm aggressive. It's just, it's funny the way shit works out.
So what exactly set Ashton off? Why do you think that he had such a strong reaction to all of that?
Calm down, bro. Calm down. Jesus!
I don't want to talk about anything that would make Ash feel uncomfortable. You know,
That's kind of what set it off from the beginning.
That's
though.
what set it off. Ash likes to keep his family life private. Ash knew that Kate knew that it was a very private area, and she decided to make it public.
Yeah.
And started to poke his buttons, and that drove him insane.
Plus the mixture of alcohol doesn't help.
Yeah, well, creatine powder either, but but it's a place where she should have known better, and it goes back to her knowing how to push people's buttons and not expecting the repercussions of her actions.
I can be a bitch, but I was being extra careful to be nice to people. Like, we were riding back in a van, and he was making fun of Tanner's mother, and I was like, hey, how about we talk about something else? And I said, hey, Ashton, remember when your mom wrote us all that really nice letter? I was not being negative, and he freaks out.
What else you guys want to talk about besides Tanner's mom? Ashton, what's going on with your mom?
Really? That was such a weak blow.
You were talking about Tanner's mom, so I was like, how's your mom?
If you think you're such a better person...
Oi, calm down, bro. Calm down. Jesus Christ!
The conversation in the van was talking about Tanner's mom, and Kate ended up then asking you, well, what about your mom? Why was that such a hot button with you in that moment?
In the first season, you don't hear me speaking a lot about my parents or anything like that, and because I decided to go and share my life with the world, they have not necessarily made that decision. And I've got quite a big history within my family. We've been through quite a lot, and I'm very protective over my family and the things that I kind of share. And the only interaction Kate has ever had with my mother was after last season, after the accident that I had. My mom sent out a letter to the entire crew, individually thanking everybody for their part that they played in saving me. And in that scenario, I thought that Kate was making fun of the letter and my mom, and that's where I lost my temper.
Kate's smart, mate. She's so clever, and she's so good at what she does. She'll push right there, and she knows where she was put. Like, it didn't even take Ashton that long to get up into that environment. She was kind of just...
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, it was bang.
She's
it was
a smart girl.
Instantaneously.
It was not a mistake.
I mean, there's always a possibility that Kate's alluding to something. You know, Kate's shady. But I don't think, you know, I don't know what could be misconstrued in that situation. Like, your mommy has to do the dirty work for you, say thank you to everybody? Is that it? What is there to get angry about that? It's like Chef getting angry about telling me to order something and I order something.
The crew starts to grumble that Kate gets preferential treatment. What do you think about this?
Well, the thing with Kate and I is, in my opinion, she's probably, I got 5 fingers and she's one of my best friends. She fills up one of those hands, and I don't have many more than that.
It's true.
And always going to be that way.
Aw.
I'm always going to have her back because she doesn't shy away from doing the right thing. And I'm such a firm believer in that.
Mm-hmm.
It may be uncomfortable. It may just make you feel like shit, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
Was there a moment when you knew that Kate was that type of person? Do you remember the first time that you saw that in her?
When she flew down for my son's funeral. Yeah. Not a hesitation. She just got on a plane and she was there. And that's what friends do.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even a question. She said, I'll be there in the morning. And she got on a plane from New York.
But my dog didn't like to fly, so I
She drove. Yeah.
I didn't fly, I drove.
She flew
But I
down to
was
Charlotte,
there.
and the dog was having
I showed up
anxiety
at the service, and I
And
was like,
so
don't
she
smell
rents
me, don't touch me, and gross.
She rents a car,
Yeah.
and then she drives the rest
Yeah.
of the way to be there for my son's
Yeah.
funeral.
Yeah.
Is there a better friend than that?
Right.
No, I didn't have a choice. It's not a good characteristic. I didn't have a choice. Anyways, so I've been crying.
I rest
All
my
right,
case.
You want to talk about good things now, or?
Yeah, let's just take
Maybe
1 second.
yeah.
Let's get
I didn't.
I knew they were gonna bring
But
it up.
that's-
That's when they were like,
that's-
was there a moment I
no.
was
And
like
makeup, too.
crying?
that was
Sorry, it's just the way it is.
I know.
And you-
It was only last month.
We don't always get to see that, like real friendships. So
It's important that
Yeah.
people realize that it's not all superficial. It's not all plastic and transparent.
yeah.
And there are real lives involved.
Makeup. Let's get makeup in here, please.
Stop talking, because I've been crying.
Sorry, honey. Like I said, there aren't many people in the world that you can count on like that. That will be there when you say, I need.
You didn't say that.
And they go, I'm here.
You know what? I'm gonna go
And
meet her there.
they don't even say I'm here. They just show up.
Makeup's coming right now.
I'm just gonna meet her halfway.
Okay.
Just go this way.
Okay.
That's a side of her you'll never see again. She's a really, really caring person. But she's also that kind of an employee.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't look at Kate as an employee.
Yeah.
We're coworkers. We share the same. She runs her department, I run mine, and she's the best there is.
That's awesome.
You have no idea. That was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through in my life.
Yeah.
And to just have her show up, take care of Mary Ann,
Mm-hmm.
and be there for our family. Not requested,
Yeah.
just drop everything.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, does she get preferential treatment? Yeah.
Right.
But not only because of that, but just because she does her job well.
Right.
All the shit that she went through, and I didn't know anything about it. Are you kidding me?
I am back from crying now.
All right.
cutie.
Let's
Love
switch
you.
it up. Yes, real quick.
You sure can.
Oh, come on, I want some attention. Give me some of that lip shit.
Ross as well?
No.
let's talk about kind of the van ride that you and Kate shared that got a little bit tense.
Oi, calm down, bro, calm down. Jesus Christ!
We were riding back in a van, and Ashton stuck his tongue down my throat a second time, and he was also rude to me.
Second time?
There were a few times. So they're all rude to me, and they're making fun of Tanner's mom.
Oh, Tanner. Oh, Tanner.
She takes it that we make fun of my mom, but that's not the case at all.
Yeah.
That's like what started the whole thing. And Kate brought up something to Ashton in the car about his family.
Ashton, what's going on with your mom?
Really? And it became this big issue because like he doesn't like his family involved, so like it escalated very quickly.
You were talking about Tanner's mom, so I was like, how's your mom?
If you think you are such a better person for calling my mother out.
Oi, calm down, bro, calm down. Jesus Christ!
I thought Ash was gonna punch her in the face.
He punched the window, he came over the seat towards me. The only reason he didn't get me is because Kevin, who hates me, held him back. If I had been in a van with Simone or Courtney or not two strong males, I don't know what Ashton would have done.
Ashton's a bad drunk. He's either really f***ing sloppy because he's f***ing everything, or he's sloppy because he's hitting everything.
I have previously dealt with temper issues that I have overcome, and I know that, you know, a short fuse is something that is instilled in me, and it's something that I continuously work on, you know, subduing and not allowing to come out. You know, that's been a big realization for me looking back and watching the season, that I should not be drinking to the point where, you know, I'm just so sloppy and so messy and I don't have control of myself.
I'm from Long Island. I deal with meatheads all the time, but it was scary. I mean, he's a big dude and everything, like.
Yeah, you could do some damage.
Like, I calmed him down, like stopped everything.
Like, let's all just chill. It doesn't matter. Like, let's just do our thing.
And I got a kiss out of it, so it worked out great.
You take good. You do very good.
There's a moment when Tanner helps mitigate a problematic moment. There was like an intimate moment between the two. It was like very Jeep. It was
Yeah,
not
but
a
it
romantic
definitely
thing.
faded. I think I had Stockholm syndrome at that point. I'm like, I'll be nice to anybody who's nice to me.
Yeah.
I was stuck on a boat with a bunch of raging lunatics.
All of this I'm hearing for the first time. And I am shocked. And I'm sure I'm going to be shocked when I see what transpires.
You sure are.
And I'm sure I'm going to have a different viewpoint when I actually see the visual. And just from what I'm hearing now, it's like you should have come to me earlier with some of this stuff. I'm just.
I know, but I
that's
wasn't gonna wake you up in the middle of the night. I was just.
No, not middle of the night.
Yeah.
But next morning, you know, had I known about it, things would have been different.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a big deal because
I think
it's
is.
on TV, so everybody's gonna see it.
Yeah, everybody.
I don't really care.
I know,
I was
everybody's
like,
going to see it.
do your thing, guys.
And they should
in the
see it
moment
because
sucked.
they're going to deserve exactly
Yeah.
what they get.
Yeah. In the moment it sucked,
But it's just like,
Mhm.
God, it's not the way I run my boats.